Previously on Sisters in Stars Hollow.
This one. Hello. Very moon hello.
You like Krabby Patties.
What the? Why would anyone wear that? Soggy lettuce soup?
Dun dun dun.
No, they've been
caught.
A lot of spook. Oh, soggy lettuce soup.
Yeah, I'm reminded of soggy lettuce soup again, and I'm just like, ooh.
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
Ooh.
It is. It's spooky.
It is.
It's spooky.
It really is.
In last episode where we got, surprised at night and I was like, oh, I want that to happen for my 30th birthday. And that didn't happen. So Xander didn't surprise me in the middle of the night and take me to brunch. Take me to breakfast. I'm just
Do you
teasing.
still want that to happen? Because
teasing.
I feel like if I did it immediately after you asked, it wouldn't have been... That would have been expected.
That's
it has
fair.
to happen
That's fair.
at a random time that you least expect.
When I'm least expecting it. Yes, you're right. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm 30 now, everyone.
I'm turning 30. I'm turning 30.
Oh, yeah.
Just had to.
You had to. I played that on repeat like the day before the day of my birthday.
Did you watch the actual video too?
I actually did. I watched the whole, we're talking about Bo Burnham's Inside special that's on Netflix. I rewatched the whole thing again.
Oh, the entire thing?
Yeah, it's really, it's actually better watching it than listening to just the music.
Agree.
But yes, I am 30 now, officially. Yay. It's good.
Congrats.
It's good. I feel good. I wasn't dreading it. It was like, let's do
ready
this.
for it.
I'm ready for it. Ready for my 30s era. Actually, we went out and did adult putt-putt, adult mini golf,
Yeah.
which was a ton of fun.
That was really fun.
There's a place by us, and it was like fancy. There was like this like really nice bar. The drinks we had at that place were really good.
Yeah, mine was good. I didn't like poll the group, but I believe
No, but they had like some fancy ones. I forget exactly what got. It had like whiskey in it, I think, but also something else. It was like pink looking, but it had those flavors in it. Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
They
drink.
put like a decorative flower in mine.
Yeah, yours did have a decorative flower. Very nice. Yeah, we just went out with friends and did that. I'm like, that's fun.
I'm glad you had fun.
And yeah.
Welcome to the club of being a 30-something.
Yes. Happy to be here. Any other business? Any other notes? Anything of note that happened since last time?
This isn't business and it doesn't have anything to do with what you were talking about.
Okay.
But just I have a story.
Yeah.
Just since we like spooky things.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me the other day. It actually sounds way more scary than it actually was. So first of all, background. My two boys, they both are sleeping in the same room and they often want one of us to like be in there with them, like sleep in there with them. And so we kind of trade off doing that. Also, sometimes we'll like be in there, but then we'll like come into the other room at like midnight. Like where my husband and I are sleeping on a given night is like shifting depending on like, yeah. So that's the background. Okay. So the other morning I like wake up and it was like kind of early. Like it was like 6 or something or like 6:30, which is a little bit early.
I was like, oh, I get up.
I mean, not super early. Like he does often get up around them, but like we try to sleep until like 7 at least.
Yeah, when you can.
Yeah. Like I woke up and I heard him from the kids' room being like, Alex, can you come in here? I went over there and then he wasn't in there.
What?
He wasn't in there. He was asleep in the bed next to me. And it was just the kids sleeping. I was like, okay. I like got up out of bed and walked over there across the hallway. And I was like, what the heck just like he wasn't in it. He was asleep
in the bed.
In your bed.
Yes.
He was asleep in my
yes.
He was asleep next to me.
And you heard him say, Alex, can you come in here?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, isn't that creepy?
It is creepy.
But like at the moment when it happened, like it wasn't like scary creepy. Like in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I'm clearly just not all the way awake yet. And I like dreamed that or something.
Yeah.
And I just like went back to bed and it was like whatever. But like I told him that and he was like, what? He's like, my doppelganger. I was like, well, okay, I didn't see you in the other, I didn't see a version of you in the house. That would have been very scary.
That would have been very scary.
If he was like in there and then I went back in my room and he was also in the other room and
like
it's like what
who is oh my god.
Yeah.
Like
that's like the stuff of nightmares there.
Yes.
But no, we're borderline. Yeah, this is like a classic thing that people like experience, right? Yes. Where it's like somebody like they're hearing themselves be called from like another room or something. And it's like not anything.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that like
chills.
I was like, I was still waking up. Like I wasn't all the way
Yes.
awake.
Yes.
So
So
it
it's
was-
probably like some in between you dreamt it,
Yes.
but like but you're kind of awake. And so like,
Yes. That's
you
like
know,
clearly what it was.
yeah.
But I want to tell you that story. 'cause
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
I do. And I'm like, oh gosh.
It's like, ooh.
It does. It makes you feel that way. Oh, I'm like, I don't have any other spooky stories.
That's okay. You don't have
But
to.
you know, that's good. We're getting closer to spooky season.
We are.
And so
it's
it's
coming
like,
up soon. Before we know it, it'll be
be
here.
here.
Spooky season.
Fall is almost here. Sorry. We don't have any shout outs or anything today, but we are drinking coffee like we usually do. We're trying something somewhat different, nothing too crazy, but I bought a creamer from the store. It's a Starbucks brown sugar shaken espresso creamer because I was like, you know what? I need to start using creamer. Lately, I've been like getting tired of just drinking black coffee. It's just like becoming like, I just want a little more fun.
That's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
I don't know. I've just been like, I need to add something to my coffee.
Yeah.
But there's so many different creamers out there. They all come in really big bottles. So it's like you're taking a real risk when you buy
true.
one.
Yeah.
There was one bottle left and it was Starbucks brown sugar shaken espresso. And that's what I usually get at Starbucks too. So I was like, okay, let's give this a try. So we have this here today and we actually mixed it with the Stoke cold brew. I would highly recommend.
It's very tasty.
I'm like, I don't even need to go to Starbucks to get
No.
my fix. Now I have it. If I buy those two things, it's perfect. It's made me very happy.
I'm glad. I'm just kind of laughing because like we're now returning to the theme of like the only fun in our lives is like a flavored coffee drink, which is not true at all.
No,
Not true.
that's not true. We just said how we went out and did adult
That's true. You're
mini
right.
golf and had
You're
a ton of fun. Okay?
You're right.
But
So there's evidence.
There's evidence that we have fun. But what truly brings me joy is a
Brown
flavored
sugar.
coffee.
Brown sugar shaken espresso flavored coffee cold brew.
Yes. Highly recommend. And that too, if there's like a good creamer out there, let me know.
Listeners, let Julia know.
Let me specifically. Alex doesn't need that. I need that. Let me know of your creamers you're using that you would recommend. This is what I need for fun and happiness in my life right now. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
as
that's fun.
always,
That's
as
fun.
always, if you have suggestions, ideas, thoughts, if you just want to reach out, send us a message, let us know. You can always hit us up at buymeacoffee.com. The link is in every episode description. We love hearing from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can message us on like Instagram and stuff too, actually.
As well.
We
Yes.
will see those messages as well.
We will. Also, speaking of just like fall and things, there's like Gilmore Girls events popping up on Facebook, but there is one happening near us. I went to it last year. Maybe we'll go to it this
Oh, that
year.
one's happening again?
It is happening again.
Okay, okay.
So maybe...
We'll post the details. If we're going to be at an event,
Yes.
maybe we'll post the details.
We'll post
like
the
if it's
details.
confirmed.
Yes.
Right? Is that what we should do?
Yes.
Okay.
If we can line up our schedules correctly and be able to go to this, we'll let you guys know. We might be at some of these events. Could
Yeah.
be fun. Be fun to meet more Gilmore Girls fans.
Yeah,
And if you
exactly.
listen to the show. So it's coming. It's time. I'm excited. But let's get into this episode.
I'm excited to
I'm
talk about
excited.
this episode.
It
was
fun
a good one.
Yeah. I'm Julia.
I'm Alex.
And this is Sisters in Stars Hollow, Season 2, Episode 8, The Ins and Outs of Inns. So the episode opens and we're at Friday night dinner. It's just Rory, Emily, and Lorelai. Emily is asking if they like the food. It's from the new maid. Again, there's always a new one. Emily doesn't know exactly where the maid is from, but somewhere near Mexico. So they're having Mexican cuisine. They're all saying, yeah, it's fine. We like it. And Rory says, it's too bad Grandpa's in here. He likes weird food. Where is he? And Emily says, Akron. And they're like, Akron, Ohio? Ohio? What? He's in Ohio? And I was like, oh, maybe we can't like this show.
The classic.
Maybe we can't like this show.
The classic making fun of Ohio. I thought you were above this, Gilmore Girls. I'm disappointed in you.
At least they didn't say Cleveland.
Yeah. At
I
least
mean,
they didn't say Cleveland, I guess.
I guess.
But like Akron is also a city in Ohio.
It is.
I'm surprised they knew about Akron, Ohio, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a lesser known city outside of the immediate Midwest area.
They wouldn't even know where Akron. They wouldn't have been like, oh, Ohio. They would be like, where
Like,
is
what's that? Yeah.
Yeah, like what even is that?
Like people on the East Coast don't like know Akron, Ohio.
No.
That's my point.
They barely know Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
They're like, where, what? That's west. I don't know what's over there. Yeah, so Gilmore Girls falls into the classic, have to throw an Ohio joke in there. So let's just take a moment.
And mourn. Emily even goes, he had to eat dinner at a coffee shop. Like,
I
come on.
know.
There are places to eat, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone.
He had
Akron
to-
is actually like a small city, okay? It's not like it's like you're in the middle of a cornfield or something. Like, it's like there's
right.
restaurants.
Let's get something straight.
There's like a large like cathedral. There's like a whole like university there. There's like a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff down there.
LeBron James is from there, everybody, actually.
Everyone, LeBron James is from Akron, Ohio. Yes,
Yeah.
you are right. Alexandria.
That a lot of people say, oh, he's from Cleveland. Like, well, people say that because it's like the larger city nearby, but he's actually from Akron.
He's
actually.
from Akron.
So
he got his start with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now I'm going on LeBron James.
Now I'm like, wait a minute. Do we like LeBron James or not?
I don't know.
Do we care to discuss that here? I was just pointing out that I'm just saying Akron is like
There's fan base here about LeBron James. Probably
do they
not.
care? I was just pointing it out that he's from Akron.
Yes.
Like, it is a city. It's
where things happen. Anyway,
yes.
Yeah, I know. She was like, oh my gosh, because she said something like, too, like, the amenities are atrocious and lacking, and he had to eat at a coffee shop, and this whole thing is terribly insulting, and he's miserable. And it's like, okay, that's enough. But
okay, that's enough.
But anyway, he's miserable, and Rory hates that he's miserable and agrees with Emily that they should do something to maybe cheer him up when he returns. And Lorelai's like, warning, danger, Will Robinson, you're getting yourself into something. Don't do this. What is that from? Go.
Danger, Will Robinson?
Yes.
It's from Lost in Space.
Yes, Lost in Space. I could not for the life of me think of what that was. Well, I was like, what is
Lost
it?
in Space? Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Danger. Julia, that's also where that was a mistake is from. Wait, do you know that? I quote this all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, Nicholas and I used to quote this all the time, and I feel like I still quote
all
it.
I remember is our 3-part harmony. Twa, 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 'twas a mistake,
'twas a mistake. Yeah, see, it's only 2 parts. It's not as good.
It's not as good. You need, it's not as
Do
good.
that with our brother.
Yeah.
That, I'm pretty sure, was like an evolution of a joke of how we used to joke about the robot in Lost in Space. This was the
real old one. Yeah.
Lost in Space movie that came out in like
who knows when. We have it on DVD.
The 80s maybe. This movie like came with the DVD player that we bought. That's why we have it.
Yeah.
It like we bought a DVD player and it came with like 2 or 3 like films just like in the box.
When that happened, when that used to happen.
Yeah. There's a scene when the robot first comes out and it's like destroy Robinson family, and like one of the kids like throws something at it and it turns out around and just like that was a mistake. And that's for some reason we always thought that was
stuck with you.
Yeah, it just always.
Yeah, I don't know that I was part of that necessarily. Sorry, but it makes sense.
I don't like why that line. I don't know. I can't give you an explanation.
But yeah, she's quoting Lost in Space there. So Rory's like, yeah, okay, we should do something to cheer him up. And immediately Emily's like, oh, well, I'm so glad to hear you say that, Rory. I thought of a wonderful way to cheer him up. Emily wants to do an oil portrait of Rory to be put up in Richard's study, to hang over his mantle, because he would just love it. And Rory's just like, oh, well, okay, I guess that would be okay. I didn't know what to expect. It probably wasn't that, but okay. Lorelai tries to get Rory out of this, and Emily's like, no. Just because your experience sitting for a portrait was bad doesn't mean Rory's has to be. Apparently, Lorelai tried to have her portrait painted multiple times, but it was never finished because she wouldn't stop scowling. This caused the painters to go mad. This was kind of a spooky moment for me because they all went mad. They all went crazy, like after having to paint Lorelai. I mean, Emily says something like, she said years later she saw one of the painters like searching through their garbage or something, like he was like a wanderer, you know.
It's like the plot of like a
drifter.
novel.
Yes, he was like,
it's like very like Dorian Gray-esque.
Yes,
like
yes.
It's like the painters went mad after trying to paint Lorelai. Like,
yeah. So I don't know. That was a little spooky to me. She was trying to do the Billy Idol look, she said, which I'm like, well, I don't know if that's scary. It's just a, it's a pose.
Yeah.
It's a face. It's not, maybe proper, but
they could have just painted her expression a little different.
Yeah. So I don't know. Something something weird was going on.
I think it's funny that you thought this was spooky because I thought this was hilarious. And I also I wrote down in my notes, the artist from Italy had some sort of breakdown. Then Lorelai says, didn't hurt Van Gogh. The guy should thank me.
You're right.
I'm like, that's so good. No, but you're right. There is a spooky element. There's a spooky element.
There's something
there. I made a note.
Yeah, write that
spooky
down.
Contender.
But in the end, Rory agrees to sit for the portrait and Emily's going to get it all set up. We fade to the intro and fade out, and we're at Luke's diner. Lorelai's sitting with Luke at a table, and they're talking about business. He's helping her learn about, different business entities and how all that stuff would work. And Lorelai is just kind of talking through that and saying that she's terrible at coming up with names. Like, how's she going to come up with a name for this inn? She and Rory tried to name their house back in the day, and all they could come up with was the Crap Shack. Sorry. All you could come up with was the Crap Shack.
Yeah, I don't know how the actress said that with a straight face.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sad. That's all you could come up with.
I don't know. It's just who that was.
The Crap Shack.
The Crap Shack. At that time, Jess is serving coffee. He's waiting tables. He comes over with coffee. Lorelai asks how he is. And he's like, well, I'm not bleeding or anything. And Lorelai's like, okay, so well, you're doing well. And he tells Luke it's 7:45 and he needs to go to school. So Luke lets him out of his shift and tells him to stay out of trouble. We're bringing Jess back in. Jess is starting to make a reappearance here, if you noticed.
I did notice. Yeah. And I was waiting for that.
Yes.
Jess is going to come back.
So we're starting to bring him back in. Potentially
he's going to be around
a little bit more.
There's some things that happened in this episode already that I'm like, oh.
So he leaves. Luke then asks Lorelai if she has a site in mind for the inn. And Lorelai says, yes, you've seen pictures of it before. It's the Rachel property. And then it gets a little awkward because Lorelai just meant that Rachel took the pictures. So they started calling it the Rachel property, and then it became habit. And she's like, and out of respect for you, I'm going to call it another name. Let's see, the Crap Shack is taken.
I'm going to call something else. Let's see, the Crap Shack is taken.
Oh, man. But Luke does laugh a little bit at that. He's like, it's okay. Just call whatever you want. It's fine. Lorelai is asking, how did Luke learn about all this business stuff? Is it from your dad? Luke is like, no, my dad, he didn't know anything. I'm not even sure how he ran his business. He didn't know any about this stuff. Luke basically learned all of this stuff by himself, but he reassures Lorelai that she's going to be fine and she's going to figure it all out. We flash to the Independence Inn. Suki and Lorelai are talking about this. They're trying to come up with names for the inn. Suki comes up with a bunch of different ones. She's like, ooh, the Paul Revere. No. But they're like, oh, that's good. Or the Country Rose. Or the Inn by the Hollow. And then Michel comes in and he's overhearing this conversation. He goes, oh, how about the Money Pit? Or the Outhouse, or the inn heading for bankruptcy. He's like, it's kind of long, but nice. And he's, of course, pessimistic. He's like, look, most businesses fail within 2 years. But Suki and Lorelai, they're optimistic. They're excited. They're like, even if it fails, it'll be the best 2 years of our life. But the real reason Michel came into the kitchen was to give Lorelai a non-work-related fax that he received. On this fax, it was the info of who has the title to the Rachel property. And guess who owns it? And Suki goes, tell me it's not that bastard Donald Trump. And I just was like, wow, even in 2000, we're still...
They were like, what year was this?
Yeah, I know, right? Another moment where I'm like, what year is it? What year is it in this show? No. Didn't it make you fun for a moment?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It gives you pause.
It gives you pause. But no, it's Fran, the old woman from Weston's Bakery. She owns the Rachel property. And they're like, oh my gosh, okay, they're so excited. It's only Fran, it's Fran. Okay, great. We can talk to her about this. And Suki gets excited again about naming the inn. And she starts coming up with not good names. She's like, the Country Slicker, Fran's old place, the Inn, like in with the in crowd. And then she's like spiraling with all this energy. And Lorelai's like, no. And Suki's like, I think I'm going to go sit down. And she's like, please go sit down. We then flash to Stars Hollow and we see Taylor walking, coming up to Dosie's Market, and he comes upon a crime scene tape. and a chalk outline of a body in front of his store. And he's looking around like, what? And there's like this Gilmore Girls, the Gilmore Girls like mystery music is playing. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the mystery music?
There's like,
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's the music playing.
There's like this music that's like, that has like this like thinking tone to it. I have to pull it up almost because it's like I keep wanting to sing the Pink Panther music, like do 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 do.
But it wasn't that.
It wasn't that though. But it was kind of like that. Okay, doesn't it have some sort of like a mystery?
Yeah, there's like something's fishy here.
Yes.
That's that music.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Doom, 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 doom.
Like someone's up to something.
Yeah,
like
yes, someone's up to something.
Yes, that gets played throughout this show.
Someone's up to something.
Yes,
perfect.
Yes. So Taylor sees this and is just looking around like, what? But then we flash to Weston's bakery. Suki comes running in to meet Lorelai. She's running late. Lorelai was waiting for her. She already ate 2 pieces of carrot cake and a rum ball. But Suki's like, I'm sorry for running late. She got caught up making a different dessert for the day because she made one type of fruit glaze last week, so she didn't want to make the same fruit glaze this week. And she was like, the glazes, the different fruits, and Lorelai's like, it's all right. I understand. You're a perfectionist, and that attention to detail is why they call you the maestro. And Suki's like, they do? Who calls me that? And Lorelai's like, no, nobody calls me that. That's me.
Just me.
Just me. I'm calling you that right now. But then Fran comes over to see how they're doing, and they ask if they can talk to her. So Fran starts to sit down. She's just like, oh. They're like, oh my God.
Is everything okay?
Are you all right? She's like, oh, it's just this bad hip. I've got to replace my hip, and I have awful angina. And they're like, wow, that's terrible. Well, anyway, so you know that old bed and breakfast that you own, the Dragonfly? And she's like, oh, yeah. Oh gosh, it's so old. It's in such disarray. They're like, yeah, well, we want to buy it. And Fran says, you want to buy the Dragonfly? And Lorelai says, yes, we want to buy it. We want to make it beautiful again. We're prepared to make you an offer right now. We want to start our own inn. And Fran is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're going to be so successful, but I can't sell you the property. She says, well, I don't have any siblings. I never had any children. And in a way, that property is the only family that I have. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That was a line that gave me pause. I'm like, okay. Okay. I'm not going to judge too harshly this old woman, but okay. And Fran is the last Weston left. And so she plans to own that place forever and ever. And Suki and Lorelai are like, well, that's a very long time. They ask, well, what happens to the place when forever isn't quite forever? Fran goes, I don't understand. All I know is that I can't sell the place.
I was laughing so hard. This is so good.
This scene's so good.
Just so good.
Lorelai's like, well, what happens when you're no longer in the position of controlling the property? And Fran's like, well, how could that be?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, and Suki chimes in. She's like, what if you take a long vacation? And when you're on that long vacation, the property's just left sitting there. What happens? And Fran's like, oh, well, no, I don't enjoy vacations. I went to California and I hated it.
Like, I'm not going on a vacation.
Okay. And they're like, a different long vacation to a different place. Out there, way out there. And Fran goes, Europe? All the way out there in Europe? We mean the ultimate long vacation. Like, eventually we're all gonna take the same long vacation. And Lorelai goes, and you may want to sell the property now and enjoy the money. Fran just says, I'm sorry, I can't sell the property. But notices that they both look sad and offers them a cupcake.
Isn't this the lady that they stole cake from?
Yes.
Karma. I mean, okay, they didn't steal cake, but they misled her. They misled her. They weren't going to use her cake. And they went in there and got free wedding cake samples from Fran.
You're right. And look,
Karma.
Karma. Karma is a
Karma is a Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a fan. I don't remember the words.
And I should.
Karma is and I should because I like that
I love that
song.
song. I just listened to it today.
Oh,
I really did. I seem like a goddamn acrobat. Me and Karma vibe like that. There it is, Lorelai. There it is. We flash to Stars Hollow. We see Lane and Rory are walking together. Lane is updating Rory on the gossip of Stars Hollow High. But as this is happening, they stumble upon a crime scene in front of Dosie's Market. A bunch of people in town are standing around this being like, what is going on? We flash and we see that there's an officer standing with Taylor telling him to calm down. And he's like, why should I calm down? Bootsy is there, the guy from the newsstand. He's behind Taylor being like, yeah, why should he calm down? Bootsy's repeating everything Taylor says. It's really hilarious. And Taylor's like, look, I don't need your help. It's okay. And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm all yours. Like, I've got you. I'm right here. Like, okay.
Okay. Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. But Taylor's just like, okay, this is crazy. Someone committed a crime right in front of my store. And the sheriff says, Taylor, we don't know what this is. We've contacted everyone in the precinct and nobody knows about this. And Taylor's like, there was a dead body in front of my store. And the sheriff goes, no, you have a chalk outline in front of your store. And then Bootsy goes, meaning there were two crimes. Somebody got murdered and somebody stole the body. It's open and shut. Bing, bang, boom. He laughs so hard. And then the sheriff goes, is this your son? And Taylor's like, I should say not. And I was crying laughing.
The sheriff going, is this your son? I was like, no. There was a dead body in front of my store. No, there's a chalk outline in front of your store. Like, I have to say, this prank was actually quite good. I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry.
This is good.
Just put up yellow tape and a chalk outline of a dude. Like, people in the town are taking it seriously. It's like, what is it? Like what
that's
even clearly
is that? Yeah.
like just.
Well, Jess knows the town well enough now that he's like, they're gonna like go crazy over this.
Yes.
So that is pretty good. Just this whole interaction though.
Yes.
With Taylor, Bootsy, and the sheriff was like,
so
I was
good.
crying. But we see Rory and Lane come up and they meet Dean. We see there's the crime scene tape. They don't know what's going on. Dean tried to tell Taylor that it looked fake, but Taylor didn't believe him. Rory and Dean start being all cutesy and whatever. And Lane's like, you're gross. I'm getting out of here. And she leaves. Then we see the sheriff telling Taylor, like, this looks like an elaborate prank. And Taylor is just like, but it looks so real. Who would be depraved enough to pull a stupid prank like this? Oh. And then we pan and we see Jess across the street leaning against a street lamp watching from afar. And Rory looks over and she sees him. And we see Jess smile, kind of smirk. And Rory's annoyed.
Great summary.
Yes.
Of all the looks that were exchanged.
There were a lot of the looks exchanged. We flash to the Independence Inn. We're in the kitchen. Rory's there. It looks like she's working with Lorelai and like filing some receipts and things. Suki and Lorelai are talking. Suki's telling Lorelai about a dream she had about Fran. And basically, Fran was looking amazing and this lady's going to live forever. She's never going to die. Suki looks up angina. It's nothing serious. And Rory's like, guys, we like Fran. And Suki's like, yes, of course, but we just want to know what God's little plan is for her. That's all.
I was laughing during this scene too. Like, oh my God, I wrote down, I looked up angina. It's not serious.
Yeah.
Like they're looking it up in case it's like serious, like she's going to die. Like, it's like, it's not serious.
It's not
like
serious.
They're just like disappointed. It's like,
oh God, like darn it.
It's terrible.
Darn it, it's so bad. At that time, Michelle comes in to announce that the boss is here. And Rory's like, Mia! And Lorelai says, let's go. And so Rory and Lorelai run out to meet Mia. This is a new person that we're meeting, an older woman that apparently owns the Independence Inn. they all run together and embrace, and Mia's like, oh, my babies. They're like, oh, we didn't know you were coming. And Mia says, I didn't know I was coming. And Lorelai says, oh, is this a surprise inspection? And Mia says, yes. And then she inspects the girls and says, you're both too thin. And as always, you're both too beautiful. And they're just hugging and embracing. And it's just like, who is this person? Like, it's every time I see this, it feels so like jarring. I don't know why. It's just like so out of the blue.
I also felt jarred. I was
Did you feel jarred?
Yes. I felt jarred when Mia showed up. Because also, like, it happened so fast. It's just like Mia's here, and then before I knew what was happening, it was like, oh my god! They're like hugging, and I'm like, I've never heard they've never mentioned her ever before. Who is this? Like, why is the relationship this way?
Yeah,
so many questions.
A lot of questions. I always feel jarred, and maybe something about it always felt unnatural or something. I don't know. It's just very like, what's happening? But they're hugging, they're embracing. Michelle comes out to try to say hello to Mia. Mia, with a smile on her face, cannot understand a single word that he says. I wasn't sure if this was like a joke or if she truly was serious and couldn't understand what Michelle was saying. It continues, and Rory starts telling Mia like what Michelle is saying and saying that he's saying bad things about her. And he's like, no, I'm not. And like they're all like laughing, like, oh, this is a big joke. And I was just like, wait, what? But then like later on, something happens where I'm like, I think it was serious.
I interpreted it as serious. Like, she seriously couldn't understand him, which they were writing in as a funny thing, but like her character seriously could not understand what he was saying. And then to add on to the joke too, he kept saying really super nice things, which is totally out of character for him. Yeah. So that it was like funny when Rory was like, oh, well, he said this, which would be like a normal thing for him to say. And he's like, that's not what he said. Yeah, a little weird, but.
And I guess what threw me off is like, and I'll get more into this, like, she just was smiling. She's like, I don't know where this hostility comes from. And it's like, so does she realize that he's not? Like, what's happening right now? I don't know. It was a little strange.
Yeah. It was like, what emotions is anyone feeling in this scene? Like, it's kind of, it was kind of hard to figure that out.
But anyway, Mia wants to take the girls out for a little walk, so they all head out together. Flash, and we're at Luke's. Mia, Lorelai, and Rory all enter Luke's. Mia's like, oh, this place looks exactly the same. And Luke sees Mia, and he like runs over, like with a skip in his step. He's like, Mia, like, oh my gosh, and runs over and like gives her a hug. There's like, this inside thing where Mia calls him Lucas, and she's the only one that's allowed to do that. So he tells Lorelai, don't get any ideas. And who is this beloved person of the town? Like,
the whole thing with her and Luke was weird to me. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, first of all, he's never reacted like that to anyone in the whole show. And you're telling me that with this person, he's going to run over and be like, oh my God. And then he like hugs her like really intimately. And it was like, I don't know if you noticed this,
I didn't.
But I was like, oh my God, like you really like Mia, okay? Like, just like
what's
this is very out of character
in your past. What concerning things happened in both of your past time together?
I mean, I wasn't like concerned about the past. I just was like, this a hug is like the level of the relationship of these two people is like very unexpected.
Yes, that's why I said with a skip in his step, because I was like, what? Where's this coming from?
Yeah, I almost want to like look up this hug and show you, because maybe so like maybe you're gonna understand like why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, give me one second.
Yeah,
because it's like
I know, and they embrace for a long time. Wait, he's still holding on to her, isn't he?
Okay.
Okay, I did not notice his own crying. He like holds on to her for a long time, longer than is what should be normal for seeing an old friend. Like it's like oh my God, they have to kiss right now.
Yeah,
like,
I almost was like, what? Like they got really close. Like they were like embracing. Like it was like, what?
Like he's rubbing her back, and then it's like, and then they like look into each other's eyes, and it's like, oh, I'm like, what the?
Like you didn't notice this when you're watching it?
I just noticed the skip in his step. I didn't. Because
I'm like watching this, I was like, what is this? And honestly, like right now, looking at it, it's even more than I even remembered. Like I just remember I watched that scene, and I was like, that was a little bit of a weird hug. Like like enough that I'm like, I wanted to comment on it.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that was notable in terms of what's happening there. And disturbing.
It's almost like I mean, we should add that to the spooky moments contender.
Yeah. Mia and Luke's hug.
Mia and Luke's
uncomfortably intimate. Well, in that exchange, Luke asks Mia if she knows anything about toasters, and she says, not a damn thing. And then they finally break their embrace. But he says, sit down, let me get you some coffee. We find out that Mia lives out in Santa Barbara, but she hates it because it's always sunny there, and her whole wardrobe is obsolete. That's when we see Luke, he's trying to fix a toaster. This becomes important later. Jess approaches, he makes a comment, you're making it worse. Lorelai is pointing out to Mia that this is Luke's nephew. Jess doesn't really care to say hello. Mia says, that's okay. She says to Luke, when you were a kid, you didn't talk much either. And we find out that she knew Luke as a boy. Squint her eyes.
Julia just like, she's like, we find out she knew Luke as a boy, and then she's pausing, like she just squinted her eyes.
I'm making it weird. I'm sorry, but now I'm like, what was?
That was weird. That was a weird hug.
That was a weird, guys. That was a weird hug. Like that was like not right.
It was a weird hug.
It was a weird hug.
That's why I brought it up.
But Mia knew Luke as a boy, so she starts telling embarrassing stories about him. Apparently, there was this time where he wore the same Star Trek shirt over and over again. And so then Lorelai and Rory are making fun of him for being a Trekkie. And Mia's like, oh, did I say something I shouldn't have? Oh. She was, I don't know. I didn't understand her character.
Is this person?
Yes. But at that time, Taylor comes barging into Luke's being like, Luke, I need to talk to you right now. I have conducted a thorough investigation of all the people who may have inadvertently been a witness to the murder at my store last night. And 3 people have reported seeing Jess in that area late last night, skulking, lurking. And Luke says, yeah, there were a lot of people out late last night. I know I fed them, and I can give you their names, and you can add them to your suspect list. And then Taylor says, but there was another person who witnessed Jess walking out of an arts and crafts store 2 days ago with what appeared to be chalk. And Luke's like, okay. And Taylor goes, what are you going to do with the results of my investigation? And Luke says, absolutely nothing, but thanks for the info. And Taylor says, you have to. The people want action, not just me. I speak for the Stars Hollow Business Association, the Stars Hollow Tourist Board, the Stars Hollow Neighborhood Watch Organization, and the Stars Hollow Citizens for a Clean Stars Hollow Council. And Luke says, that's all of which are you. Oh, you are all of those councils.
You are all of those councils.
And Taylor says, so you're going to act on it? And Luke goes, yeah, I'm going to act like you never came in here. And Taylor says, fine, have it your way. But I warn you, there will be a lot of upset people at the SHBA, the SHTB, the SHNWO, and the SHTC, SHC. And Luke goes, FINE. So good. He's like, oh, you're impossible. And Taylor swears out. But stops and says, oh, hi, Mia, before he leaves.
Yeah, so Taylor knows her too?
Yes, everybody knows her. And then Mia's like, oh, I've got to get out of Santa Barbara. I miss the small town theater. And I miss you. To Lorelai.
Yeah, not to Luke.
Not to
Luke.
To be clear. That
would have been extra weird.
Imagine. She just turns to Luke, and I miss you. Like, what is going on?
What is happening? Anyway.
But to Lorelai, do you realize it was 15 years ago, almost to the day, when Lorelai came to the inn with the baby Rory and said that she needed a job and would take any job. Lorelai had no resume, no skills, but she was given a job as a maid, and all the other maids hated her because she was faster than them. And Lorelai thought the other maids were too slow. And they say they wish Mia would visit more. And Mia says she doesn't check in anymore because she doesn't have to. Lorelai is running that place wonderfully, and she doesn't need Mia to be there. Mia says if Lorelai wasn't there, she'd be lost without her. And Lorelai is like, oh, yeah. And Mia questions why Lorelai looks sad, but she kind of just says nothing and just quickly takes a sip of her coffee.
I still think she should check in more often.
Probably. I mean, it's her business, so
yeah.
It's just bad.
Shouldn't she check in on what's going on?
And if you care about these people this much, as you learn a little more about their relationship history, it's like, why aren't you calling?
Yeah.
See how things are going.
It's weird.
You're basically like a mother figure, so
yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. We fade to the Independence Inn kitchen. Lorelai and Suki are talking. We hear Lorelai say, oh my gosh, in all the excitement, I hadn't thought about telling Mia what is wrong with me. It never occurred to her after everything that Mia's done for her. At that time, Lorelai's cell phone rings, and it's Emily. She's saying to Lorelai, "Your daughter is being impossible. She won't pose in an appropriate manner." And Lorelai goes, "Okay, well, let me guess. She's in a silly gown on a silly chair with both of her hands raised in some silly way." And Emily goes, "No, just one hand is raised, and none of it's silly." And we see Rory. She's sitting in this big chair, and her right arm is like up above her head, like weirdly like draped over her head, like crazy. Lorelai says, "Mom, just pick a simpler pose." And Emily says, "This is simple. Before I wanted a swan to sit next to Rory on her throne." At one point, we hear the swan in the background like honk or whatever, and both.
What? I think I missed that.
Oh, yeah, like honks, and Emily and Rory like jump because they're scared, and Emily's like, "I think it's just hungry." The swans get brought up a couple times, and we're like, the swans are vicious. Remember we talked about that? Anyway, it's just like another like
they'll
moment.
run after you and like bite you.
After some back and forth with Lorelai on this, they settle on maybe the portrait should be Rory just sitting and reading a book. That's very natural for Rory. It makes the most sense, and it'll be in Richard's study. Like, that'll be perfect. So they agree on that. Lorelai hangs up the phone, continues her conversation with Suki, and says, "How do I tell Mia I'm leaving? I'm going to let down the one person in my life who was there for me when I needed it most." And then at that time, Mia enters the kitchen with Michelle, and they're talking, and there's a moment where she understands everything Michelle said, and they're both so happy and proud, and it's very exciting. And then Suki says to Lorelai, "Okay, so you're going to tell her now or later?" And Lorelai's trying to like push it off, be like, "Well, maybe later," because she's just so happy that she just found out about the lamp and Michelle and this and that, whatever. And Suki calls her chicken. We flash to Stars Hollow that night. Lorelai, Rory, and Mia are walking. They think they're going to be late to the town meeting. Mia hopes that they're going to be late. She's like, "Oh, I hope we're late. It's been 2 years since she's been to a town meeting, and she wants some controversy." She's like real excited about the controversy. Yeah. And this to me almost was like spooky how giddy she was at the controversy. Put that down. We'll get there. But
putting it down.
As they're walking, they pass Luke on the way, and they're like, "Well, Luke is never late." And he tells them that they're 2 minutes early. "We're going to arrive right on time." They enter Miss Hattie's for the meeting, and we find already in session. Everyone stops talking as soon as they enter, and everyone just turns to stare at them. And Mia goes, "I think we're late." And she's like giddy.
Really excited.
She's like, "Oh my God, like, we're late." Like, are you
okay?
Are you okay? Like, are you on something? Like, there's like,
you on?
Like, she like was like,
I don't know, like she's on something. And she's just like, yeah, like,
she was too jazzed, you know. She's like, "We're late." Because then, so Luke says, "What's going on here? The meeting starts at 8." And Taylor says, "Well, if you must know, there was a special issue that the business community had to deal with first." And Luke says, "I'm in the business community, and I wasn't told." And we find out that, well, Luke wasn't invited. And Mia goes, "Controversy."
Oh my, settle down.
I'm like, this is weird.
This is getting weird now. Also, like, this is like your close friends are involved now in the controversy, so why are you happy about it?
You're like, yeah,
they didn't invite Luke to the meeting.
It's like you were intimately hugging only a few hours
like
ago.
Earlier today. So like,
but Luke wasn't invited because they are dealing with the Jess situation. Taylor says to Luke, he lost business because of what your hooligan nephew did. Luke is like, "How? You opened later and your customers came back later. How did you lose business?" Taylor says, "No. When Mrs. Lanahan..."
It's Mrs. Lanahan again.
She makes a reappearance. The oldest woman in the Stars Hollow.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lanahan couldn't buy her head of lettuce that morning for her lunch. She drove straight to Woodbury to buy lettuce from a competing market. Isn't that right, Mrs. Lanahan? And they show her, and she's like asleep. And Laura lies behind her and puts a hand on her shoulder, being like, "You really shouldn't be driving anymore." And Taylor continues, "Word has it that she was telling other dozy market shoppers that Woodbury lettuce is crispier." And Luke is like, "This is ridiculous. How much is a head of lettuce?" So he marches up to the front, slams a few bucks down for Taylor, like, "Here, I'm repaying you back for the amount of money you lost from the lettuce sale." And Taylor goes, "This is beyond the head of lettuce." Taylor and the town start airing like their grievances. Luke is defending each one. They say, "Jess stole the bridge money." And Luke says, "He gave that back. He stole the gnome from Babette's yard." And Luke says, "Beer bond was also returned." like, beer pong makes
beer pong.
appearance again.
Yeah.
Patty says he hooted at one of my dance classes. Fran says he took a garden hose from my yard. Andrew said my son said he set off the fire alarms at school. And Lorelai goes, I heard he controls the weather. And then Bootsy stands up and says, I think it's time for me to pipe in here. I never liked the look of that kid from the moment I saw him. And Luke and Bootsy start fighting. Bootsy says, this goes way beyond the just matter. Luke has been on my case since the first grade when he wrongfully accused me of sabotaging a clay imprint that he made of his hand. What? And the fighting continues. And Taylor's like, boys, please. The bottom line here is that there is a consensus among the townspeople that Stars Hollow was a better place before Jess got here. Luke says something like, what? Something about tar and feathers. I wasn't really sure what that meant.
It's like in the medieval times, it was a form of like public humiliation /
You put tar on people and then feathers.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's called like tar and feathering or something. That's what he's talking about.
Gotcha. Thank you. Well, so, now
yeah.
I know.
That's like you guys are like dragging, my nephew through the mud, basically, like in a public forum.
This side's the tar and this side's the feathers.
That's what he meant.
Okay, gotcha. See? Well, now I know. But he says, look, I have lived in this town my entire life, longer than most everybody here. And Bootsy says, I beg to differ. I'm 5 weeks older than you, and that means I've been here 5 weeks longer. What? These town meetings.
I know.
I love them so much.
Pretty great. Mia's not wrong about that.
Yeah, that's... see, though? She's like, these are fun. Where's the popcorn? But Luke ignores him, and Luke says, I've never bothered anyone. I've kept to myself, and I've done the best I could. I pay my taxes, and I help people when I can. I haven't pitched in on the decorative pageantry town stuff because it all seems insane to me, but I don't get in the way of that stuff either. And Taylor says, well, what's your point? So then Lorelai chimes in and says, his point is that if there's a problem, and he's not saying that there is a problem, but if there is, give him time to deal with it before you storm his diner with torches and pitchforks. What you're all doing stinks. And then Luke's like, I'm done here. I'm done with all of you, and I was going to stay open late in case anyone wanted to eat after the meeting, but forget that, and he storms out of there. And they show Bootsy again. He puts his hands up like, his turkey burgers are very dry. I was crying.
Yeah, I was like, the turkey burgers are dry.
Just the way he said it, like, with the hands up.
Yeah, his hands up. He's like
Hey, they're very dry. The turkey burgers are dry, okay? Like, it was so, God, it was so good. All of the Bootsy dialogue in this episode was like, yes. Just
Agree.
So good. But they flashed outside. The meeting's over. Lorelai, Rory, and Mia are leaving the meeting. And Mia's like, well, I must say that was quite exciting. Lorelai's like, or disturbing. She says that.
Yeah, she's like, okay, well, because I think Lorelai usually also was like, yeah, it was hilarious. But now it was like, okay, they were like attacking Luke. So like, no.
So I didn't like that. But Mia's like, wow. Rory says she's going to go leave to check on Dean, as he has been scraping off the chalk outline for 2 days now. He's been scraping the chalk outline for 2 days?
Yeah, I wondered about that as well. Like, so it's not chalk then, clearly. Like, what was put on? Was it glue? It's not actually chalk.
So this is the thing, because when I first saw the outline, I was like, oh, it's spray painted. And then everyone kept saying it's chalk. And then he was buying chalk, and they did chalk. And I'm like, okay, just take a little bit of water. Just go boop, sprinkle some water. And it'll go away.
Just go boop. That's all you gotta do.
Get a little water, go boop.
Yeah, but now it's like Dean scrubbing it. So it's like, that's not chalk, clearly.
Yeah, or they don't know what they're doing.
How could you scrub chalk and it not go away?
I guess.
Like with a dry brush. Like if you scrubbed a chalk, like sidewalk chalk with a dry brush, what would happen?
It would just kind of like get messier, probably.
Yeah, like spread around.
Yeah.
Is that what we're imagining Dean's doing? Like he's
doing.
Never encountered chalk in his life before and he doesn't know that you can wash it. He's just scrubbing at it with a dry brush. Oh, this isn't coming off. Like, I think it's more plausible that Jess used something else and everyone just keeps calling it a chalk outline.
All right, fine.
But both of them are ridiculous situations, so I don't know.
Who knows what's real there?
We'll never know what was real.
Was it chalk? Or was it something else?
Fact or fiction?
Fact or fiction.
So good.
Have you ever been a kid and used sidewalk chalk?
Did you ever play hopscotch outside as a kid?
Jonathan Frakes is like skipping.
It's in the studio, like skipping on us. They would do something like that.
They would. But Rory leaves to go check on Dean. Lorelai and Mia are left there walking and talking, and Lorelai takes this time to tell Mia that she and Suki are going to make a change and open their own inn. She tells Mia that they love the Independence Inn and they love Mia so much, but the time is right and it feels like something they need to do. And Lorelai's just like, oh gosh, you hate me. I'm letting you down. Mia stops her and says like, no, did you think I was naive to think that you would work for me forever? You and Suki have more talent for this business than I do, and I'm good. I'm very good. Are you, though?
Are you?
Are
like, you just, like, went to the opposite side of the country and never call, so.
Or check in. You have no idea how your business is doing, so. Are you, though?
Are you good? Are you good? Dubious.
She says, you're going to open an incredible inn, and I want you to let me help you in any way that I can. When is this big move? Lorelai says, well, we're waiting for this perfect location to open up. That's the only thing holding us back, but you'll have plenty of notice, and I'll stay on to help with transition and all of that. And Mia says, well, that's all very sweet of you, but actually, I was wondering if you could make it sooner rather than later, because you leaving gives me a perfect excuse to sell the place. I get offers all the time, lucrative ones, but I never even considered it, because I know you love the inn and I couldn't do that to you. And now that you have this big life change coming up in your life, it might be time for one in mine. And Lorelai says, well, good. Okay, good. Yeah, well, I guess this all works out. Good then. And Mia's like, actually, it's very good. And she has like a crazy look in her eyes, doesn't she?
Yes.
She's like, it's very good.
It's very good. It's like,
whoa.
I think, like, what are you on tonight? What is
He was on something. He was on some sort of drug of some kind. She really had a crazy look. And she was just, everything was like, ah, like that was how she said everything. Her and Lorelai hug and they keep going. And the troubadour is around the corner. He's playing a song. The lyrics of like, nothing is for sure as I began my day. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it was like, things change. I don't remember.
Nothing is certain.
Yeah. But it's a cheerful tune.
It
right?
was.
Oh, wait, no, I'm trying. Like, it wasn't like sad, was it? I don't remember now.
Was it melancholy?
Was it upbeat?
It was firm.
It was iron. It was solid.
I don't know, but I just know that there was a line that said, nothing is for sure as I began my day. So giving it that feeling.
Yeah.
So we flash to the Independence Inn and we see Suki come up to Lorelai and she's showing her a menu for an upcoming wedding that's happening at the Independence Inn. Lorelai looks at it and she's like, I can't read that. And Suki's like, oh yeah, I know. I had typed it all nice and neat, but then when I was driving over, I had inspiration. So I started crossing out things. It's really hard to write down things when you're driving and it's kind of like, it's classic Suki energy. But then she asks Lorelai how the talk with Mia went. Lorelai says, it was fine. It was good. She took it like you said she would. She was classy about it. And Suki's like, that's good. Great. That's a relief, right? That you took it good. You look upset. And then Lorelai tells her that, well, Mia's going to sell the inn. She gets a lot of offers, and this might be fortuitous timing for her. And Lorelai just looks pissed. And Suki's like, well, that's great. Everybody wins. This is good. Look happy.
Oh, why aren't you happy? I'm so confused right now. That's what she says. Like, what?
Yeah, what's going on? And then Lorelai just goes on and just says, I just don't understand how she can do this. She's not going to sell it to another Mia. It's going to be a big chain. They'll come marching in with their business models and their corporate approved architects and designers and change everything around and remodel. And this place will lose all of its personality and charm. Suki's like, well, I hope they don't do that, but hey, our place is going to be full of charm. We can make our place how we want. Like, let's focus on that. Lorelai says, oh, so you don't care about what happens to this place? Suki says, well, of course I do. But, it's not up to me. I can't control that. The only thing we can control is what our end's going to be like. Lorelai just says, I guess. She's like, well, it's all a bit short-sighted just to write this place off when we haven't even bought friends yet and we don't know if we will. And Lorelai just starts spiraling about they haven't looked at other places. We have to be practical about this. And Suki's like, okay. She's just trying to catch up. Like, well, we are attached. Like, well, what's the resolution to this? Suki's trying to be like, do we find another place? Do we buy the Independence Inn? But it's like, they can't afford that. They can't find other places, all these things. Lorelai just says, like, I think this has to be on hold. Suki's like, but it's been on hold for years and we were moving forward. And Lorelai says, well, the economy's not good, so I don't think the timing's good. And Suki goes, well, that's not fair because I don't know anything about the economy. What happened? We had a vision. We had a plan. You got the ball rolling. I jumped on the ball, and then we were on the ball together, and then you hopped off the ball, and I'm still on the ball, and I'm confused. Because I see it. I see our vision, and you saw it too up until today. And Lorelai, she's just so angry. She's just like, well, yeah, it'd be great if things were simple and straightforward, but unfortunately, things are a bit more complicated. Suki's still trying to reason with her, like, okay, but that's why we're partners. If something gets too heavy for the one person, the other is there to pick up the slack. And Lorelai says, yeah, well, that's great in theory, but I gotta tell you, my back is aching from all the slack I'm taking up. Lorelai doesn't want to get into it, but Suki does. And Lorelai says, look, you're not the most reliable or punctual person. These things aren't cute in business. This could hurt us. You were late to the Fran meeting. You're constantly changing every menu that is ever set. Profit margins are thin when you start a new business. And Suki's like, okay, no, stop talking down to me. You're talking down to me and I don't know why. And I don't want to start crying in front of you because it'll just give you one more thing to point at and say she's too emotional to go into business with. So I'm leaving and I'll see you tomorrow if I can remember to show up. Very big fight. Very, very big fight between the two of them. And it was like so unnecessary.
This whole scene like pissed me off. Like, Lorelai, what the heck?
Like, so...
What are you doing? She's like contradicting herself even. It's like, you can't get attached to anything. It's like, okay, you're getting too attached to this place.
Right.
Why don't we just buy this place now? Why? Yeah. That seems like the obvious solution to this problem that has been presented. Why can't they? Oh, well, we can't afford this place. Well, you are literally like besties with the owner. Like, you don't think you can come up with some type of like arrangement with Mia, who we have been, hanging out with this whole episode to like own this place? That's an obvious solution. I'm sorry.
It is. No, I agree with you. That does make the most sense. Like, come up with some sort of plan, and I'm sure she would work with you.
Yeah. I thought everything was like kind of pointing there, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And then it's like it came up and Suki just flat out was like, let's buy this place. And then she's just like, no, we can't afford it. And it's just like they move on from it. And it's just like, what? I was annoyed by that. Yeah. And then the other stuff, I mean, yeah, she's just like stressed, I guess, because stuff isn't going how she expected it, I guess. But like, she shouldn't be upset if Mia's selling this in. Like, why would she be upset about that? Like, you're leaving. You told her that you wanted to leave. So you can't then be like, no, don't change anything while I'm gone. Like, she's sad because she's been there for so long. And she's sad about leaving. That's fine. You don't need to get in a fight with Suki over it and start saying a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Lorelai, stop being annoying.
Don't be mean to your friends for no reason. They did nothing to hurt you. Yeah, so it was just very unnecessary, this fight. We flash to Rory and Dean. They are walking in Stars Hollow. And Dean tells Rory that he has to drop by the market to pick up his paycheck. If he does not by 4 p.m., Taylor will lock it in a safe and put it on a timer before he can get his paycheck and has to hear a lecture from Taylor about timely depositing of checks or things or something like that.
I could not work for Taylor. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that?
No.
Like, that's your boss?
Oh my God. Like, it's like
torture.
Like, this mental exercise is making me sad and tired. Like, I can't even do that.
You can't even like think about it.
I can't even.
Then don't. Then just don't.
You have to have a lot of patience. I used to have patience. I still do.
Dude,
but not for that.
But not for that.
But anyway, so he says he'll be just a minute and he runs inside. As Rory is standing there outside of Dozie's, we see Jess walk up around the corner behind her. He goes, oh, should you be standing here all alone? I hear this is a pretty dangerous corner. But Rory doesn't want to say much to Jess. And he's like, did I do something to offend you? She's like, me? No. But you might want to ask that same question to Luke. You've got this whole town down on him. He's like, oh, really? How'd I do that? She's like, you know how you did that. He's like, well, I'm familiar with the blue book laws in this town. You could be talking about a lot of things. Dropping a gum wrapper, strolling arm in arm with a member of the opposite sex on a Sunday. And Rory just points down and you see the chalk outline of the person on the ground. Again, it looks like
not
chalk.
It can't be chalk. Dry brush. Who would do this?
Clearly someone's been trying to scrape it away with a dry brush. But what was funny too, what I really noticed from this pan over to the chalk was their shoes. Did you notice their shoes?
No. Wait, what about their shoes?
I don't know. I was like, those are their shoes?
I did not notice.
That's what Jess is wearing.
Do I have to look this up?
I took a picture.
Oh.
Because I was so like,
okay, show me.
I was so shocked by the shoes. You're going to be like, what? I was like, that's Jess's feet? Like, I don't know. Wait.
Okay, I'm looking. So, yeah, okay, I think I agree. About Jess's shoes in particular.
Yeah, Rory's
okay. Shoes, like,
I could see that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Olive green sneakers. Jess is wearing like...
What are those?
Those are like waterproof boots. What you would wear if it's like raining a lot. Like you have to walk through like really wet.
Yeah.
They're like heavy duty.
I'm like, Jess is not wearing
boots.
those. And I'm like, Jess, those are Jess's feet. They're so tiny. Look at those. I was literally like, that's
You think his feet are small? That's what you know.
I noticed.
I think they're normal. Like, I don't...
Maybe it's
he has small feet. I think it's just this style of boot.
All of it. I was like, Jess wouldn't be wearing those.
No, I think I agree. I don't think that matches his personality.
Also in this picture, you can clearly see this is chalk.
I'm looking at the outline. Yeah, it does clearly look like chalk in this picture. So Dean was scrubbing it last night.
Where's the common sense, Dean? He's getting dumber by the day.
The outline is like fully still there, by the way. There's not even like a part that's like, maybe the head has a little bit.
There's a little bit of wiping away at the head.
But like the rest of it is like fully still on the sidewalk. So like what is going on?
Where's the disconnect? Somebody answer that question for me.
Why can't they remove this chalk? It's chalk on a sidewalk. It's not that hard.
So that was something that I had to pause. I was like, look at those shoes.
Look at those shoes.
Anyway, yes.
Anyway.
So Rory's like, this is why I'm upset. She points down to the chalk. They're standing on it. And he goes, what about it? And Rory says, you did it. The whole town knows you did it. They had a whole meeting about it. And he's like, you actually go to those meetings? They're so To Kill a Mockingbird. That's fair.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Okay. And she goes, yes, I went. And Luke went. And when he got there, everyone ganged up on him. They all want you gone. And he's standing there yelling at everyone, defending you, paying back Taylor for his lettuce losses. Jess is like, what? And now Luke's a pariah and it's all because of you. And he kind of just doesn't say anything. And she's like, what a shock. You don't care about any of this. And he says, I didn't say that. Rory just says, go. I'm tired of talking to you. All right, fine. So
she's like, go. I'm tired of talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she didn't say humph. She basically said humph.
He says, fine. He starts walking away. But then Rory is like, continues. And he goes, you care nothing about Luke and his feelings. And all he does is stick up for you. And you make his life harder. I guess that's what you have to do when you're trying to be Holden Caulfield. I'm not sure that reference is. But I think it stinks. And Luke has done a lot for my mom and a lot for me, and I don't like to see him attacked. Okay, now I'm done. And Jess is like, well, I didn't know they were coming down so hard on him. Rory says, that's funny. I never pegged you as clueless. My mistake. Jess says, all right, I get it. I do. But did you at least think it was funny? And Rory tries not to smile, but she did think it was funny. And she's like, that is so not the point. And he's like, yeah, you thought it was funny. You did. At that time, Dean comes out of Dosey's. Rory's just like, Dean. I don't think you've met. This is Jess and this is Dean. And Jess is like, oh, this your boyfriend? And Rory says, of course. And Jess goes, well, you didn't say. And says to Dean, how you doing? Dean's like, good. Yeah, good. And Rory's like, okay, see you around. And then they both turn separate directions and walk away. It was a meeting of
the boys.
But also, I'd argue that, like, Dean would know who Jess is. Or maybe he does. He just hasn't actually met him.
They probably know of each other, at least.
But now it's like, oh.
Well, now it's like, oh, you know Rory.
And now Jess knows that Rory is a boyfriend.
Yes. He immediately was just like, hey, who's this? You know, it's like, it's my boyfriend, you jerk. That's what I felt like she was going to say.
Xandra's like sitting watching Gilmore Girls, like eating popcorn, like throwing popcorn. It's her boyfriend, you jerk. Get out of here.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm invested. By the way, Holden Caulfield,
yes.
I looked up, is in The Catcher in the Rye.
Oh.
Which I've never read that whole book, so I don't
not either.
Know. But that's what that was from.
Okay.
So it is a literature reference.
Okay. Which Jess understands.
Yeah. He reads. Unlike Dean.
Right. Anyway, we flash to Friday night dinner. Rory and Lorelai are arriving. Rory wonders if Grandpa's still in Akron. And Lorelai says, for Akron's sake, I hope he's moved on to Boise. But they enter the house. Lorelai's not in a good mood, but Emily's excited. She's like, oh, good, you're here. Come, come, come. The painting turned out great. So they enter the study and ta-da! We see a painting of Rory so regally reading a book.
Did you like the painting?
Yeah, what are our thoughts on the painting? For what this was, I thought it was nice.
The pose was still unnatural looking. Like, in my mind, I was imagining she was sitting and, like, looking down at the book, and it was going to be kind of like a peaceful kind of feel.
Yeah.
But then they made it like she's like, oh, she's like looking up at like the sky or something with the book in hand. It looks like she's like in a choir almost or something. Like she's going like...
Yeah, it was still an unnatural pose.
It was unnatural,
but
which was a missed opportunity in my mind. That's all.
Yes.
Just my opinion.
Yes,
just my
no,
opinion.
I agree. I'm like, I saw it and I was like, wow, now that's a nice painting. It's just like, yeah, it's better than what it would have been. There's no goose.
Yes, that is true.
Her arms aren't like
that
weird.
Is true.
But yeah, I'm with you. Rory sees it and is like, whoa, this is freaky. Emily's like, freaky? And Rory's just like, it's just like, wow, seeing myself up there like that, like, just whoa. And she's like, I should probably just take myself out of the judging process. I should not be making any comments. Emily thinks Richard is going to love it. She asks Lorelai what she thinks. Admit it turned out better than you thought it would. But Lorelai doesn't have much to say. And Emily's like, come on, say more than that. Like, what do you think? But Lorelai is just grumpy. And Emily's like, well, you don't have to take an attitude. And Lorelai's like, what do you want from me? I can bring out sparklers and jump up and down and yell, yay, but I don't have sparklers and my feet hurt too much to jump. But I promise next week when I have more energy, I'll write a love song for the chandelier. And Emily's just like, okay, and leaves the room. She's clearly upset. And Rory's like, Mom, come on, what the heck?
Yeah.
Lorelai goes after her mom into the kitchen. Like, how dare you walk away from me when I'm being a jerk? Okay, Mom, no, the painting turned out really nice. You did a great job. And Emily says, you can be so harsh sometimes. I just don't know where it comes from or what I did to deserve this. And Lorelai says, you did nothing. Tells Emily she just had a bad week. Explains to her mom about everything that happened with the inn and the fight with Suki and the selling of the Independence Inn. And everything just got the best of her this week. And then she says the Independence Inn was her and Rory's home for so long. And it's just weird to think that it wouldn't be there, and Mia wouldn't be there, and I wouldn't be there. And I just got very upset. Will you accept my apology? She says I will, and then quickly is like, let's get back to Rory. But you can tell something that Lorelai said struck her.
Yeah, it's because it's the whole, you lived at the inn again. It's like that resurgence of like, oh yeah, that really upset me the last time that I learned more about how you were living at the inn.
Yes. Also, Lorelai, like, why are you that upsets your mom. I feel like I wouldn't have been like, that was my home. I wouldn't be telling that to her. Yeah. I don't know. I would just be like, look, I had a fight with Suki and all these other things. Like, that would have been fine, but don't be like,
oh, my home.
My home.
The
Rory's first step
Rory's
home.
First home. Like, yeah, and it's like, okay.
Okay. Like, read the room.
Yeah. I'm throwing more popcorn.
Yeah.
Read the room, you jerk.
I love the idea of like every character like having like a jerk moment. Do this, you jerk. Because it's like throwing popcorn.
It's like any character that's just having they make a bad choice.
Yeah,
just like, you jerk.
It's like, doesn't even make sense.
Oh, there's been so many moments I could have used this. I'm going to use this going forward.
Yeah. But we flash to the Gilmore house. Luke is there because he's fixing the chuppah. Waterproofing it or fixing it or something. I don't know. But Lorelai's like, oh, I just don't want anything to happen to your beautiful chuppah that's in our yard or backyard or wherever. Like, okay.
This whole thing with the chuppah is a little, I don't know. It's just like...
You jerk. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't even...
No.
Admit your feelings for Luke, you jerk.
Right. Now that should be on a shirt.
All right, yeah. I mean, you tell me. You think that's a good t-shirt? Let's do it. Oh.
Admit your feelings for Luke, you jerk. Okay. Anyway, continue.
So she's keeping this chuppah that was created for her canceled engagement with her ex.
And wedding, yes.
And wedding. Canceled wedding, yeah. Sorry, not just engagement.
Yeah.
Which, to me, I feel like, and it's a weird situation because on one hand, it's like, wow, my really good friend made this for me, and it was really special, but also it's like a symbol of this like not good thing that happened, and it's like a marriage thing. I feel like the right thing to do would be to not keep it. Or I shouldn't say the right thing. A normal person would not keep that. But maybe not. I mean, it's hard. It's complex.
It's complex. It's complicated. It's like, it's just weird. It's like, why is it like a trophy almost? Why is it like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I am choosing to interpret this as like, again, because it's like, oh, my friend made this for me and it took a lot of work and that's really special. But like, I think he would understand.
Yeah,
if you wanted to just get rid of it.
He would.
Donate, just put it somewhere else. Like, don't keep it at your house as like, oh, this is my special thing. Let's waterproof it and keep it in my yard. Like, what? That's weird, right?
It is. Yeah. And if you really wanted to have something that Luke made you, just have him make you something else. Clearly, he's a very skilled woodworker. Clearly. Like, very, very skilled.
Yeah. Like, I think he would understand if she was like, Luke, this was really special and I would love if you would consider making me something else because this item reminds me of my canceled wedding with Max Medina. So I don't really want to keep looking at it.
Yeah.
He would understand that, right?
He definitely would. He offered to take it away.
You're right, he did.
After he found out the wedding was off. He's like, oh my gosh, I left that in your yard. Like, let me go get it. And she's like, no, keep it. It's nice. It's nice.
It's like, what? Stop being a weirdo, you jerk. You know I'm just going to keep doing that the rest of this episode.
Stop being a weirdo, you jerk. Sorry. Oh, I love it. Okay. I'm with you. I think it's odd. Like, if you told people the situation into which you had gotten this thing, they'd be like, oh, okay. Wow. Like, you know.
And then probably their immediate next question would be like, so is Luke your boyfriend? No.
Right.
No, we're just friends. Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Right?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
You are not wrong. You are right.
Just saying.
But as he's there in the kitchen fixing pieces of the chuppah, Luke sits down with Lorelai and says that Suki stopped by the diner this morning and he asked her about how the plans were going for the inn, and she very awkwardly changed the subject to women's basketball. And she's never showed much interest in sports before, so what's going on with that? Lorelai explains that she had this whole fight with Suki and the reasons why, and he's like, I don't get it. You were ready. You've been ready as you've ever been. You're the most confident person I know. Basically, Lorelai says, I'm confident when I have to be. When I have to get things done, I get them done. But I don't have to do this. I don't have to risk everything I've worked for. And Luke says, then don't do it. Just stay where you are. She's like, what is this, reverse psychology? And he's like, no, if you don't want to leave, you don't have to. If you don't want to go, don't go.
If you don't want to go, don't go.
See?
It's in Gilmore Girls.
It's in Gilmore Girls. But she says, look, I couldn't stay if I wanted to. Mia is selling the inn, and that hit me harder. I'm going to be without a home. And he's like, what? This is your home. What are you talking about? And she says, no, a memory home. The inn is where Rory took her first step. It's where I took my first step. It's more of a home to me than my parents' house ever was. Luke says, you're just scared. You're like everyone else when they're about to do something big. And Lorelai goes, well, what does everyone do to get through the feeling? And he says, they run in the back, throw up, pass out, and then smack their head on the floor. That's what I did the first morning I opened the diner. Oh, God.
It's pretty intense.
That's really intense. He was really stressed out.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But he says, look, there's no button you can push to get through this. You just have to jump in and be scared and stick with it until it gets fun. And he says that it took about a year for the diner to be fun. And she's like, oh, there's no button, a lever, a knob. Can I turn a knob? And it's like, no, you just have to jump. Luke finishes up what he's working on and says, also, women's basketball is in season. Maybe you and Suki can go to a game or something. And he leaves. We flash to the Independence Inn kitchen. We see Suki cooking, and Lorelai approaches and says hi. Tries to make some small talk about the food, the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, comfort food. It looks good. And Suki says, well, I thought it might be nice with the changing of the weather, but if you don't think it's right, I can make something else. Although I'm right on schedule and right on budget, so a change would throw things off, but it's your call. And Lorelai says, no, everything looks great, and apologizes for how she acted and the things she said, and she just wants to forget this happened and move forward with their plan. And Suki wants to as well, but she needs Lorelai to promise that she won't lose it on her again. She doesn't want to lose her business partner and her best friend. It'd be too much. Lorelai promises she won't ever do that again. She doesn't want to lose confidence in their dream. And they make up and they get excited again and they say, if we go down in 2 years, it'll be the best 2 years of their lives. And they hug and they make up.
Yay!
Yay!
There's a line in there somewhere that Lorelai says something like, you don't tell a professional cymbal player how to play cymbals. You just let them do it. And Suki's like, there are professional cymbal players.
Yeah.
Something like
yeah.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. We then flash to the lobby of the Independence Inn. Emily arrives, and we see Mia is talking with a customer, and she notices Emily, asks if she can help her, and Emily says, "No, I just wanted to meet the woman who helped raise my daughter." She introduces herself as Emily Gilmore. And Mia's like, "Oh, I've wanted to meet you for a very long time. Would you like to sit down? Have some lunch with me?" And Emily says, "No, thank you. You have a lovely place here, a beautiful hotel, not a home, but a beautiful hotel." And Mia says, "Well, sometimes home is where your heart is." Emily says, "Or where your family is." And Mia says, "That too." And Mia goes, "Are you sure you don't want some tea? Tea usually makes these things less awkward. There's things to hold and stir."
That was like my favorite line of the whole
Wasn't
episode.
it so good?
Yes!
I actually love that line too.
Yes. I was like, this is incredible. Oh my God. And just the way she said it too, I was like, yes.
Like, up until this point, we're like, Mia sucks. But that line.
I'm like, what's up with this lady? But that line, I was like, okay.
Changed everything.
Okay.
And then Emily's like, "I don't know why I came." And Mia says, "You wanted to meet me. I expected you to come eventually." And says, "When Lorelai showed up on my porch that day with a tiny baby in her arms, I thought to myself, what if this were my daughter? And she was cold and scared and needed a place to live. What would I want for her? And then I thought I'd want her to find somebody to take her in and make her safe and help her find her way." And Emily says, "That's funny. I would have wanted her to find someone who would have sent her home." And they just look at each other. And then Emily says, "I have to go. And I would appreciate if you didn't mention this to Lorelai." Mia says she won't, and Emily's about to leave and then says, "Do you have pictures from back then?" And Mia says, "I'll send you a whole box full tomorrow." Emily thanks her and then leaves. So this description of like Lorelai showing up at the inn, like why do I picture like it's like raining, she's like barefoot, like you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like she's drenched.
Cold and scared.
It's like I feel like she walked miles and like for some reason doesn't have shoes.
Yeah, like what actually
is in a
happened
nightgown
back then? Like
I don't know. And I actually don't think it's ever like this is probably really the most explanation we get.
Oh.
And we hear from Richard at times, like Lorelai ran away, right?
She was like, I can't live with these people anymore. I need to like just go make my own life. I can't be here anymore. And she just left.
Yeah.
She went around, she had to go find a job.
Yeah.
So she showed up there. I don't think she was like on foot. Like that would
But it makes
it seem that way.
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't know. They don't ever like we don't get a full explanation.
If we don't get a full explanation, I guess we don't know.
We don't have to use your imagination a little bit.
We don't know.
Just kind of interesting. But we then flash to Luke's. Rory and Lorelai are eating there, and Lorelai says she's happy the fight with Suki is over. They're talking about how they hate fighting with friends. That's what enemies are for. And they're going over people who they consider enemies. And that's people who eat crunchy food with their mouth open, people who dog ear library books, and people who spit when they talk. And Lorelai spits at Rory like, ah. And then, and then Rory's like, "Luke, where's my toast?" It's like, all right. Okay.
Why are you being like that?
Why are you being like that?
Also, you guys never eat toast there, so like, why just today all of a sudden you're eating toast? Okay.
Luke, where's my toast? Luke says it's gonna be a while because the big toaster's still broken and he has to use his little dinky one. But Jess walks over and shows him that the toaster is actually fixed. And Luke is like, "What? Did you fix this?" And Jess is like, "I have no idea what you're babbling about. I don't fix things. I have school. I'm leaving." But Rory notices this. As he's leaving, she smiles at him and he kind of smiles back and he leaves and it fades to the credits. Oh boy.
They shared a knowing look.
They did. And
I listened to you. I did something.
Because I care about what you say.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And that is the end of episode 8.
Good episode.
Yeah, which I like this episode.
I liked it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our recap.
Okay.
Fashion ins and outs.
Those shoes.
Just the shoes. The shoes.
The big thing for me is the shoes. Just the shoes. He's this bad boy that's wearing those shoes. All respect lost.
I didn't notice anything else, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing that, I mean, it was all like, nothing that was great.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Everything was kind of
in terms
middle
of
the
feelings.
Road. Yeah, feelings. Yeah, I just had a strong hatred toward Jess's shoes.
Okay, noted. All right, spooky moments. Oh man,
okay, what do we got?
Some stuff.
What do we got?
Great. Okay, in no particular order. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The first one is that the painters went mad.
Oh yeah, trying to paint Lorelai's portrait.
Yeah,
something was going on. They went crazy to the point that they became like drifters.
Yeah, something happened.
Like that's a little spooky.
Spooky. The second one is Mia and Luke's hug.
That's a spooky moment. Yeah, because that was uncomfortably intimate.
It just was.
It was so intimate.
It was too intimate.
Okay.
And then actually the last two are kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Mia giddy at controversy / drama.
Uh-huh.
Then Mia giddy at being late. And then Mia saying, it's very good.
It's very good.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So like all of that.
Yeah, like that night, Mia was on something.
Yeah, Mia was on drugs.
The night of the town hall meeting. She took something to like enhance the feelings of like the craziness. So she like could be even more giddy, you know? Like during all of this. I don't know what wins.
There's some good contenders here, but honestly, I'm going between the painters and the hug.
Oh,
those are my two.
Those are your two?
Yeah,
okay.
why? You think
I was going between the hug and Mia's chaotic energy the night of the town meeting. Because she's like, controversy! Controversy! She's like...
Okay, since both of us have the hug in our top, well, we can...
I guess we can
declare
agree.
that.
Yeah, you're right. Spooky winner of this episode is the intimate hug.
Mia and Luke's intimate hug.
Because, you're scared, like, what's about to happen right now? Are they going to kiss each other?
I know, like they're gonna start making out. Like, what is happening? It was scary. Okay, wholesome moment, and also romantic analysis is up next. In terms of a wholesome moment, I guess when Lorelai and Suki made up after their fight.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think that feels good.
I think also when Jess fixes the toaster, that could be wholesome.
When Jex. When he fixes the toaster, yeah, that's nice too.
On the romance side of things, I mean, Rory and Dean, they're still hanging out, but like she's talking to Jess a little bit.
She's talking to Jess.
She's talking to him.
And he's making her laugh and smile.
That's true. And he reads books.
And he
gets
books. And he gets
literary references.
Yes.
And he listened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And he was all like, who's this? With her boyfriend.
Yeah,
so
that was a clear confrontation of like, who is this? Oh, you didn't say you had a boyfriend.
Yeah. Clear. Things are brewing.
Yes. Luke and Lorelai, it's pretty status quo. There may be a history of Luke and Mia. Something happened
There's
in their
now a
past.
question mark in our minds about the past there.
Just something to sit on.
It's going to keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, Lorelai, nothing notable with her. What's our quote of the episode or standout moment?
Quote of the episode is...
The T quote?
The T quote.
Okay. I'm so glad you agree.
Yes.
Because that was mine. I'm so glad you thought the same thing that I did. Are there any other standout moments? Runners up?
I just liked all of Bootsy's dialogue throughout this entire episode. So there were two crimes. Somebody got murdered, and somebody stole the body. Open and shut. Bing, bang, boom. Like, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right. So what do I think is going to happen next? Mm-hmm. I want to know what's going on in Lane's life.
I know, you keep bringing that up.
Because I want to know what's going on in her life. She was very present for a while, and then now it's just been like, where is she?
Mm-hmm.
There's these little snippets of like Rory's talking to her for 5 seconds. That's all we see. Like, I want something to happen in her life. I don't know. Like, now I'm going to like, that's what I want. So I'll just insert that as maybe we'll find that out next time. Because again, I know how this show is, and it's like they can't just stay on one topic multiple episodes in a row. So it's like next episode, we won't see Jess very much, and nothing will happen with the inn. So it's either going to be something with Lane, something with like the grandparents again, or Chilton. It's going to be one of those 3 focuses. Because wait, also like Richard wasn't in this episode actually, right? Because he was like on a trip or something.
He was on a trip, yeah. He wasn't there, yeah.
So yeah, something might happen with him, maybe.
Okay.
Richard or Lane next time, I think.
All right. Well, that was episode 8. And next, we'll be discussing episode 9, Runaway Little Boy.
Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you want to support our show, head over to buymeacoffee.com/sistersinstarshollow. The link is in every episode description. And you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Until next time, keep the coffee flowing.